How's it going, guys? This is Double Wide 6, and today it's a little bit rainy out, and I thought I'd just make a little video on what's going on around the shop and the house. I'd like to thank all the new subscribers to my channel. I appreciate that, and I enjoy your comments and questions. And I'd also like to welcome anyone new to please subscribe to my channel. Generally, I make a lot of videos on just everyday fix-it things going on around the house. And today I'm going to show you a little video on how to fix a drill. So here's the look at the drill I just bought. I picked this thing up at a garage sale because it was only 10 bucks. Turned out the chuck on the drill was actually sticking. It didn't move in and out. So the guy selling it, he told me he'd sell it for 5 bucks since it was stuck. I figured I'd just oil it up. Looks like it's a Chicago Electric model 341, and it's a 3/4 inch hammer drill. So far the drill seems pretty good. It has 2 speeds, that's what the switch is for. But there is a problem with it. Number one, it's missing the key for the chuck. And number two, if you put a bit in here, it slips. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to attempt to try and fix that slipping bit and show you how to possibly fix that. And also how to key a chuck without a key. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. Okay, I now moved the drill out to my bench vise, and I've got it here. And basically here's the main problem with the drill. When you go to drill through wood or concrete, the bit slips here in the chuck, and basically the problem is the inside of this chuck is pretty much glazed over and it's just not gripping the bits. So I'm going to attempt to try and fix this, and I'll show you how to make that repair right now. So the first thing that you want to do is try and find a dowel. This is just a wooden dowel, and you want to try and locate a dowel that's just slightly smaller than the size of the chuck. So with the 1/2 inch chuck, I'm using actually a 7/16 dowel. That's the first thing you need. The next thing that we're going to try and do is we're going to take our dowel and we're going to put on the bandsaw and we're going to cut a slit into it. So we'll see how this goes one-handed for you. Looks like a nice straight cut. You know, if you don't have a bandsaw, I guess you could do it with a hacksaw, or you could even do it with a coping saw. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to wrap some emery cloth around this dowel using that slot to hold it in place. Alright, so now that we have that dowel cut, we're going to take our emery cloth, we're going to slip it right in the slot there like that, and go about halfway in, and we're going to wrap it right around the dowel, just pulling it tight. And to hold it in place, we're going to take some electrical tape and we're going to wrap that right around there as well. And you want to make sure that when you wrap this emery cloth that you wrap it in a clockwise fashion, so that way it doesn't come loose when you actually drill with it. So as you can see, down here is the emery cloth sandpaper, and there's the tape. And we're going to put in the drill, and we're going to try and clean up that glazed over edge. Taking a second look at mine, I noticed I didn't wrap it around clockwise. So all I'm going to do is just run my drill in reverse, and that'll take care of the problem. So if you mess up, you can just run in reverse. Next step, we're going to chuck this up in our cordless drill. Make sure it's in there nice and tight, and then we're going to insert it inside the chuck of the other drill that's glazed over, and we're going to spin it in reverse because I have mine wrapped backwards. And we're just gonna lightly try and hit all the areas of the chuck there. Alright, we'll see how that did. I think we got it pretty good. I'm going to blow it out with compressed air and we'll see how it works. Alright, so I'm just going to use this bit. This one's a 29/64 inch bit, and I'm going to put that in the chuck. We're going to tighten it up and see if it works. This is the bit I was using before, and it would just slip in the drill. To tighten up the chuck, if you don't have a chuck key, what you can do is basically I'm going to hold this, I'm going to grip this with a pair of channel locks, and I'm going to take another drill bit, one that happens to fit in the hole, and I'm just going to grip it and tighten it up. Alright, you got to kind of think which way you need to turn it in order to tighten it. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. So now I got it, and I'm just going to snug it up, holding that bit and the pliers like that. I'm going to make sure I get each hole. And you can always put like some leather around the chuck just to make sure you got it tight. It really helps when you tighten any drill bit to tighten using all three holes. Alright, so in my vise I chucked up a piece of oak, which is actually a pretty hard wood, and it's 2 inches by 2 inches. It's basically square, and we're just going to try and drill a hole through it. Now last time I was trying to drill through this, the bit just spun in the chuck. So you know, I'm hoping that this repair, you know, I don't think it's necessarily gonna fix your chuck for good, but it should, you know, make it pretty much usable for a little while, I guess. I mean, eventually down the road I'm probably gonna have to buy a chuck for that drill, but only, like I said, I spent $5 on the hammer drill, so putting a chuck on it's not a real big deal. Sometimes you get burrs on the glazed over inside of that Jacobs chuck, so you know it's a good method here to try and fix it, and you know maybe it's just you need a burr cleaned up. So I'm gonna try and drill this. We'll see what we get. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I'm pretty impressed with that. It's actually a little better than I thought it was, because I mean that bit was slipping all over prior to making this repair. So you know, maybe it was just a simple burr in there. I noticed that when I did run that dowel inside the chuck, that you could really see that it roughened up the inside of that Jacobs chuck. You know, you could really see the area where that emery cloth was hitting. And yeah, it did pretty well. I'm going to drill another hole. Pretty powerful drill. The next thing I'm going to try and do is drill a little concrete, and we'll see how it works for that. So now I chucked up a 5/16 concrete bit. and that's a pretty good bit. So I'm just going to set the drill to hammer drill, and I'm going to find some concrete in my garage that's kind of hidden, and we'll try and drill that and see if it works. I did some practice drilling last night with this drill, and you know, I could barely drill anything without the bit spinning. And these drill bits, these masonry bits, are not keyed. They're just round bits. They're not angular or hex stock or anything like that. So we'll see how we do. It's a pretty wide bit, so we'll check it out. That did really well. It didn't slip at all. I think I went in there, you know, pretty close to 2 inches. So I'm very impressed with this repair. I'm hoping it can help you guys out. You'll have to let me know if it works. I never ran into an issue like this before with a drill, but I thought I'd try that out. So let me know if it works, and if you enjoy the video, feel free to subscribe. And I'm Double Wide 6. Thanks for watching.